Hey there, Bronco fans. I'm David Gentile down in Los Angeles for the WCC tip-off, getting ready for the men's and women's basketball seasons. Joined now by the Commissioner of the West Coast Conference, Mr. Jamie Zaninovich. Jamie, thank you for taking some time to join me today. Can you first of all start off by telling us a little bit about the format of this event, bringing in the women's teams here in 2013?
Yeah, it's great. You know, we started this last year for the first year at these beautiful studios here at Time Warner Cable Sportsnet. We brought our men's programs with student athletes last year. This year we really felt it was a great opportunity for our women's programs as well. So we have all of our women's head coaches, a student athlete from each of their schools, and it's great to see everybody interacting. It's great to capture some content with folks, get them out to the fans in the virtual environment via web streaming and internet radio and Google Hangouts. So I think everybody's had a fun day, and it's hopefully it's been productive for everybody.
Now, compared to what you know about traditional media days, how does kind of taking it, making it a little bit more informal, as you talked about with Google Hangouts and things like that, how do you think that helps out the fans in terms of getting acquainted with these basketball programs?
Well, I think when we had the vision for doing, we call it a tip-off event intentionally. Media days is sort of a vision of a hotel room with a bunch of sports writers, and although we do have media at this event, it's really more about what we're trying to do overall, which is sort of taking the stories to the fans. So it's very interactive. People all day have been tweeting in messages, been on Facebook, Google Hangouts. So the idea is that the environment and the people you're serving in an event like this don't have to be at the event, that in the digital realm we can take the stories and the relationships with the coaches and student athletes to the fans, and I think everybody's enjoying it.
And that will be true not only here, but throughout the season. Part of what I'm doing at Santa Clara is working with our YouTube page, things like that, to bring out these stories. And what has been the big emphasis in terms of the last 1 to 2 years in the West Coast Conference, not only getting out live events, but pre-produced events and content to help these fans get closer to their teams?
Well, I really feel like, especially in our conference, we have an opportunity to tell our stories within a digital platform. You know, we have great markets. Our markets between San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, Seattle, Portland, these are some of the most tech-savvy markets in the world. So we should be good at this. And the vision is really to empower our schools with the technology and the people, and then coordinate that to tell these great stories. We have a great platform with the W.TV now that all of our schools are contributing to. It has an incredible syndication experience where we can take content like this and other pre-produced video content throughout the whole digital universe. And so we think there's a lot of power in that. And we have so many great stories to tell in this conference. We want to go direct to the fans and be able to tell them.
And one of the things you've been doing recently is you've actually been on the NCAA committee for men's basketball. What has that experience been like, and what have you been able to take away and then bring back here to your role as commissioner in the WCC?
Yeah, it's been a great experience for a basketball junkie like myself. It's sort of a labor of love. It's a lot of time, but if you like basketball, it's a lot of good time. I think what I've learned being on the committee is how important it is to schedule correctly. We spend a lot of time talking to our coaches about that, trying to educate them as to how the committee thinks about the selection process and what that means, not only for programs that are in a position now to be selected to have an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, but others that are building to that. So we have a meeting with our coaches and our athletic directors every year where I do a full presentation on how it works in the room and the committee, and I hope that's been helpful. So we try to bring that back, and then I think one of the other things I've learned is just what a tremendous amount of respect nationally for the West Coast Conference there is in the basketball community. I've been really pleasantly surprised by that, and something we've worked hard for. And it's mostly because our programs have done well. And that respect for our programs in this conference is something that I think we take a lot of pride in.
So certainly a lot going on for you as commissioner. Season is just getting ready to start here, and perhaps the most important question of this interview, how many times can we expect to see you in the Levy Center this year?
I'll definitely make time down in the Levy Center. I love going to Levy Center. It's a great home environment. I try to make it to campuses once or twice a year if I can for basketball games and otherwise. Between committee travel schedule and trying to raise two boys that are 5 and 7 years old, I got to balance everything, but I'll definitely make it to the Levy Center. It's a great home environment.
Well, very busy man. We thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, David. Good to be with you.